Hello everybody, I'm Angelica. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and welcome to my empty craft space. We are about to start a full basement renovation, so I have packed up my craft supplies for the next couple months, and I am going to be anxiously waiting for my new craft room. Now, when that time comes, I will be journaling how I organize my supplies and my products. And I want to share with you what I'm going to be keeping out, what I'm going to be passing on, just all of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be just like taking you through the whole process. So be sure to subscribe if you'd like to be part of that journey. And I also have some really big news to share with you. SBC Fest is going to be here September 13th and 14th, and I'm going to be one of the instructors. I am so excited. Now, if you're not familiar with SBC Fest, it is a 2-day free virtual event. It's hosted by scrapbook.com, and it is over on their YouTube channel. It is going to be a live event, though the classes are pre-recorded. The classes are in person, and the reason for this video is during my class, I am going to have a lot of my die cutting done and my inks pulled out. I'm just going to be ready to go. So this is a homework video. So when you follow along with me in my class, you're going to know exactly what supplies I will have, what inks I will have. Now, you don't have to use exactly what I'm using, and I will kind of walk you through that when I'm showing you all of the things that we'll be using in class. So that is coming up next. I've already recorded that video before I took down the craft room. Well, it was kind of before we knew that all of this was going to happen. So with that said, I'm going to send you over to that part of this video and you'll get to see what we'll be using in class. This is the class bundle. We have the winter pattern collection, and there are 40 sheets in the set. You get 5 sheets of each print, and they are all double-sided. So it has a really pretty color story to it. Okay, so we're going to be working with this paper, and then to go with it, we have the Winter Wishes die set. This is a 26-piece die set, and the illustrations of the dies are on the back. So we will be working with the snowflake, the sweater, the polar bear, the fox, and the presents. And then for sentiments, we're going to be using some stamps from Hello Winter stamp set, and the coordinating dies we will be using to die cut our sentiments. So this is all in the class bundle. Now, let me go over some homework that you should probably have done if you want to walk through the class with me, because I'm not going to be doing a lot of die cutting on screen. So let me show you what I've already die cut and what I would recommend having done. I'm just going to put those off to the side. Now I have them already in my stack and sort trays. And what I've done is, let me grab this die. I have used the smaller dies of the polar bear and of the fox to die cut my fox and polar bear. There is a third die, as you can see, this gray outline. That is actually a shadow outline. So there is a larger, right here, a larger polar bear that you can glue the polar bear onto. I'm not going to be using the large polar bear, fox, or sweater. We're just going to do the first layer of those die cuts. So I have the first 2 die cuts for the polar bear here. Let me grab my reverse tweezers. So the polar bear does have 2 pieces, and you just glue them on top, and that way you have a little, a little bit of dimension, and then the back legs will show. Same with the fox. We will just be layering that over the fox. The little ear is going to peek out. There are legs in the fox too, so you want to be careful to keep those. Now, for class, you are going to want to have your polar bear and your fox die cut. I've die cut everything in white. You don't need to die cut it in white. If you like to use colored cardstock, by all means, please do that. I'm going to be using distressed oxide inks to color my die cuts, and I'm going to show you how I color my die cuts, and that's usually what I do when I'm die cutting. So I have the polar bear, the fox, all the little accessories like his bow, and there's a little end for his tail. There's also some really small pieces for the eyes and the nose on both of the animals. I also have some presents die cut. I have one large present, 2 medium, and 1 small die cut, or 1 small present, excuse me, and the coordinating ribbons, okay, all in white. Again, use colored cardstock if you would like, or pattern paper from the pattern, from the paper pad, okay? So the next tray has 6 sweaters. And again, let me pull this out. So I used the smaller sweater, and then you have a die right here that's going to have the collar, the cuffs, the bottom part of the sweater. So I've die cut all of that 6 times, plus the single snowflake. So I have 6 snowflakes and 6 sweaters. Okay, so on the next tray, I actually die cut 6 sweaters. And I did glue these pieces together just to show you, if you don't want to do any ink blending on the sweaters, the pattern paper in this bundle has adorable prints to make winter sweaters. So I have 6 winter sweaters here. All right, so that is what I recommend for homework, is to make sure that you have that ready. Now, I also have 3 card bases. We're going to be making 3 cards. And then I have 3 panels that we're going to glue right onto the onto the card bases. So I'm going to use this really cute polar bear paper, and it's got birds on the back. And then there's 2 different grays in the paper pad. There's a darker gray and a lighter gray, and these are the backs of the papers. And I just cut these down to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so they're an A2 size panel. Now for the colors, I forgot to pull them out, but let me do that real quick. I'm going to be using Victorian velvet, antique linen, tea dye, and vintage photo, ground espresso. Might as well just pull them all out, right? Black soot, speckled egg, and weathered wood. I think that is all of the colors. So this is the color palette that we're going to be working with, and I just went off the inspiration from the paper pad. So let me pull this up. See, so we're just going to stick with this color theme, so the 3 cards coordinate. Okay. So if you have Distress Oxide inks, these are the colors I'm going to be using, and I'm also going to be using my sponge daubers. These are my sponge daubers, my well-loved sponge daubers. So they're these are scrapbook.com's sponge daubers, and so you're going to see me getting into these a lot when I'm adding my ink to my to the die cuts. I also am going to be doing a little bit of ink blending on the panels. So I do recommend having a couple ink blenders too, with some foam caps to do your blending. And we're going to be doing black soot and weathered wood. I'm also going to be using some tools that are already in my stash, like my reverse tweezers. These will always be out. I have my mini snips from Holtz. I'll be using this to cut my foam adhesive. Also have this tool from scrapbook.com. It's like 4-in-1. It has a paper piercer, another little piercer on this side, and the sides pull out. So I'll be using the wax end a lot to be picking up my small pieces. And then this is like a little scraper that I use when I'm moving little pieces on my die cuts. Okay, so I'm going to have this out a lot. I also will be using my 0 center ruler from Holtz. This is on my desk quite often. I have mint tape. My white cardstock of choice is Nina Solar White cardstock. My card bases are 110 pound paper, but for my die cutting, I did 80 pound. Nina Solar Wise, again, from scrapbook.com. Now let's talk adhesive, and I recommend dry adhesive. That's mainly what I'll be using. This is my adhesive of choice, the double-sided adhesive roll, but tape runners will be, it'll help things go by faster. I'm also going to be using foam adhesive. I'm using 1mm and 2mm foam adhesive, and you can get them in different ways. Like here's a roll, strips, there's little circles, so you'll need that. Also glue. You'll want glue, and I'm going to be using glue in a needlepoint bottle just so I have a bit more control, because some of the pieces we're gluing is going to be pretty tiny. So needlepoint, I do recommend that. And I will be doing die cutting on screen. Let me move these out of the way, because I want to show you the little machine I'm going to be working with when I'm die cutting the sentiments, or if there's anything that I need to fix. So I'm going to be using the Spellbinders scrapbook.com Scout, and this is the Platinum Scout. It does have a thin but long cutting board, and it comes with all of the attachments like the normal size Platinum comes, like the embossing mat. I think it came with like 2 or 3 mats that I put away, but this is what will also be out on my desk. Okay, that's going to finish this video. I am so excited about SBC Fest. I hope you are too. I hope you come and join my class. I will leave links to scrapbook.com down in the description. I will link the SBC Fest page where you can go and see all of the instructors that will be in the virtual event. Watch their homework videos, see what supplies they will be using in their classes. And there's also a newsletter you can sign up for. So when any new information comes out about SBC Fest, you can and will be alerted. I think that is all that I have. Like I said, I will link that down in the description. If I forget anything in this video, I will also put that down there. And that is all that I have. So super excited. I hope to see you at the event. Take care, friends.